Okay, everybody. We are okay, everybody. We're gonna see if people come in on the live stream, but I'm not sure. So as we can hang out here, we can see what people want to talk about it. We'll discuss it. We're gonna do everything. So just hang in there, you know, and we'll have a fun night of here. Let me see here. There we go. One person watching. There we go. People are in here. Tanisha, how are you? Mr. J, how are you? Hit the thumbs up, everybody. Area 51 Morphs. What is up with you guys? How is everybody doing? If there's any topic you guys want to discuss, hit me up now and we'll discuss it. As people come in, we'll discuss what they want to talk about. I'm not going to complain. I'm doing pretty good. It was a good day today. It was only in the, 70s, not bad temperature, nothing like that. So I'm not going to complain. You just got done work. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh, what are you going to move, Tanisha, to a new apartment? That's pretty cool. It's always very stressful to move, but sometimes it's very important to move to refresh your life, to restart, especially when you're in an apartment, and you're dealing with your neighbors and excuse me, it's always good to get a new outlook on things. What is that starting this year or that's starting the season coming up? Am I correct? Matt? I'm going to invite a few people and I'll let them know that we're here just so everybody knows. Hold on a minute. I got to do a few things here. Hold on a minute. There. That way you won't hear it ding as I invite people in. Let me see if we can get this down right here. May take a minute, but we'll get it. We'll get it this year. Sweet. Yes, very good. I'm sure if you do move, it'll be for the better from, I don't know, maybe a bigger apartment or something. Rose, how are you doing? J Dog is in the house. How are you doing, sir? How's everything going with everybody? Let me see now if I can invite a few people. We'll see how well this goes. A lot of people are busy right now, I'm sure. I can't wait to get some new animals so that way you guys can see, the same old stuff gets boring. That's why I haven't showed anything in a while. So, my apartment. Oh, you're living on the third floor. Does yes. I wouldn't like to live on the third floor myself. We had a house that was a 3-story house, and my room was on the third floor, and I hated the third floor. First off, it was always the hottest room. I'm sure there's other rooms, maybe other floors above you, but when you're in a house, it's the hottest room in the house, hottest floor in the house, and sometimes if you're not feeling so well, it's tough to climb them steps. What was your topic? Let us hear your topic. And Rose, how did the rooster thing go today? If you don't mind me asking. I'll be right there. I'm just going to invite one more person that I know. Two more people. My bad. And then we got one more person I have to add in here, and then we'll go from there. We'll be good. There he is. I'm getting two. I know I'm getting two new leopard geckos, so you guys will see those when I get them up, and then we'll go from there with stuff. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see. Where am I at? It's hard. Yeah. That's what I was saying too, Rose. It's hard to come up with new content all the time. It just seemed like I was showing the same thing over and over again. So I'd rather not show anything and do these lives and maybe do a few vlogs outside. And then when I start getting more new animals again, some more animals and some new animals, we'll do videos on those and get them out, and maybe people will enjoy them better. Oh. Okay. I got you, Tanisha. Yours is only third floor. Mm-hmm. That's a good topic. You guys want to discuss that? We could definitely discuss it. From what I've seen with the COVID and how it affects the reptile hobby, shows are shutting down. You know, there's been shows shut down stuff, so that's a big money aspect. But I think sales in general are up. I think people are selling a lot of stuff. I don't think they're having an issue selling anything. There might be a few issues with shipping things here and there, but I don't think it's a major issue at this point in time. It doesn't mean it's not going to become a big issue, because I do feel that they're going to have to shut the country down again at some point, because COVID's pretty tough. And at that point, there might be some issues with stuff, but I don't think, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that bad. Private sales, that's what I'm talking about. I think they're going through the roof. I think private sales are going through the roof. And a lot of people, here's another thing I noticed. I did learn that with the pet store, during the Great Depression, I didn't own a pet store in the Great Depression. I'm not old enough, but during the Great Depression, people would still take care of their animals before they took care of their own family. And people tend to be that way again. They tend to always be improving on our animals, getting more animals, and things like that, even though everything is such tough times. But people love their animals, and animals, unconditionally love you back. Let me see here. 7 a.m. That ain't too bad, though, Rose. That ain't too bad. It's tough to come up with new content. It is. You have to constantly be thinking outside the box, I am sure. How many are you going to breed, Matt? How many do you have to breed? Oh, I didn't know that. That's a pretty cool rooster then. Animals always come first. There are people out there during the Great Depression would feed their animals before they fed their kids and their family. Just the two females, or just the two animals in general? 7 a.m. was early for you, yeah. LKB, how are you? That is a problem. Leon, yes. They have things like that are on back order. Crickets, a little bit tough. But that's only because of a mass die-off, but still. And some stuff like that might be hard to get a hold of because of how slow things are. I don't know how ordering boxes are to ship stuff is, because I haven't shipped anything this year. But I don't know how well Uber. Have you had trouble getting anything for your business? You had any trouble getting anything? Well, I'm sure if you do things right, Matt, things will work out. It's tough when it's only one animal, though, because you can go hold, you miss, and it would be upsetting. Okay, if here's just my thoughts on it. If the country shuts down, how will it affect the business? Let's say the president came out tomorrow and said, "Okay, we're shutting the entire country down now for let's say 2 months." How will it affect the business? Okay, for people who have ordered animals, you're not going to get them animals. For the people who are trying to get rid of their animals because they're getting pretty expensive to feed, they have to care for them animals now, and it goes on and on from there. um, it could also make a mass. Um, how could I put it? Like an over amount of animals for people because they're not moving them. They're going to have them. They're going to put them on sale to get rid of them. That means the next guy's going to try to compete with that, and the prices. It could drive prices down, but I don't see that happening. I don't. I think things are going pretty good right now. I think things will just keep going. Iron Dog, how are you? Little Shepherd, get out of there. Little Shepherd Farm and Homestead, how are you doing? Yeah, so I don't see that affecting it any. The only thing I could see it affecting is if you needed more tubs, like what's the name was up there? So like LBK was saying up there, Leon was saying that it's hard to get totes right now and things like that. But I think all in all, I think everybody will be okay. I don't think there's any major. You haven't seen any major issues yet, have you? Yeah, it wouldn't affect you for 2 months. You see, you wouldn't want to try it. Yeah, I don't know. I know you go on somebody's sites to sell this stuff, and they're like, "We're back ordered," or due to COVID, things are running late and stuff like that. Yeah, I could see that too. Edward Tyndall, Sarah Tyndall in the house. How are you guys doing? Hello, Edward. Hello, Tyndall. Sarah, how are you? Hope you guys are doing great. But what I was saying is, yeah, short things like that. Shortage of heat tape. I think racks might be back ordered a little bit. Maybe not like Freedom Breeder or these big companies, but like let's say you go get them Animal Plastics or the ones that Reptile Basic has on there and stuff. They may be back ordered because it's hard to get people in. I mean, just last week, my entire town had to shut down for 2 weeks ago, had to shut down for 2 weeks because it was so bad here. Everybody in town was getting it. I mean, all the business owners, all the people that worked in the stores. So they had to shut the whole town down and everything had to be done by appointments and stuff like that. So I don't know. Uh, I don't know if they shut everything down, how it would affect it affected this town big time just for this little town. So I don't know how a big mass shutdown that where they shut everything down would affect you guys. The only store that was open here was the gas station because people going down the highway needed gas. Other than that, no, nothing. And it affected everything. Everything. That is awesome, Edward. Awesome. Awesome, Sarah. Great to see. It's great to see you guys on the live, man. I love seeing you on here, Edward. Did you guys check out Edward's video yesterday and see all the cool stuff he got? Them bull snakes, Edward, man, are to die for. Kathy, how are you doing? I didn't miss you. I saw you. It's great to see you, Kathy. I'm glad I'm on early enough for you to catch me over there. So I'm still trying to get. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. Here's another thing that affected us. We went out and bought a new car back in May, the end of May, I think it was. It's not a brand new car; it was a used car, but we still got it back in the back of May, and we still are waiting for license plates because they're backed up 6-7 months on getting license plate out because you can't go in person. You have to send them the money, send them the information, and then they mail you the license plate, and we're still waiting. And it's been, I don't know, June, July, August, September. We're going on 4 months now, so I don't expect to see him for another 2 months. That's what they said, 6 months. So, as far as I could see, a major shutdown could affect My phone did something weird here. Hold on. I don't know what it was. Anyway, yeah, I think a major shutdown could affect the hobby pretty tough. I mean, a lot of the bigger guys would hang in there. Even the smaller guys will hang in there. It's just trying to at least make your hobby pay for itself might be a little trouble. You might not. This might be the time that you don't break even to pay for everything, you know. But it could also create people to leave the hobby, which could in turn make prices go down. So, you know, it could affect it. Blackbird, how are you doing? Little Shepherd Farmstead, how are you doing? And how is everything going where you're at? And is COVID affecting you in any way? Personally, I think the hobby technically could survive for a long time. Because some of these hobbyists aren't making anything; they're just doing what they could do. But a complete shutdown where they're not making money, or if they should lose their jobs other than their hobby, I think that could really affect it. People like Justin Kambalka and freaking what's the name up there by Uper up there. I think them guys will be fine. Like Bob Clark will be fine. I think all them places will be fine. But it's the smaller people that might get affected. The people that are selling animals just to feed their animals, you know. Yeah, Garrick DeMeyer. I think Garrick DeMeyer would be okay. Yeah, I'm not saying there would be, but a complete shutdown is what I'm talking about, where they shut everything down, where you can't ship animals, nothing. I think that would affect it, Uber. That's what I was talking about. I think it would affect it. But the chances of that really happening, it's probably slim to none. Yeah, I would go to. I don't have one, but I know I would go to Fear Not Tarantulas. Usually has them. Blackbird, hey, how you doing? Um, Let me think. There's Fear Not Tarantulas. There's bugs.net is a good one. You know who you might want to Ken the Bug Guy. You could contact Ken the Bug Guy. He's very good. And he doesn't have a lot of stuff on there, but he can find you anything. Well, see, COVID, it's really not affecting me per se, but the people in the town here, some of these people are very, very sick. I don't think the pandemic's nowhere near over, Edward. I think we got a long ways to go yet. I would say we got about minimum 6 months. Might be better in 6 months, but it's not going to be over yet. They just had people in Taiwan or South Korea or something get reinfected after they had it, so they're not immune to it. You know, most people you get this, they think you're immune to it, but they weren't, and these people are getting it for a second time. Well, I'm gonna say this much, okay? People think, yeah, it's places like Japan and all that are spiking in. It's not. I'm gonna tell you. You know, people say it's like the flu, and I'm gonna tell you. Every year in the United States, 150,000 or 160,000 people do not die from the flu. This is no flu. This is not a flu. It is much worse than a flu. It all depends on your, you know, underlying ailments. And then they say, well, 40% of the people in the United States get the flu anyway. Well, 40% of the people in the United States do not get the flu shot. I think if you got the flu shot, I get a flu shot every year. I'm not being tracked by the federal government. At least I hope not. I'm not going to say it's weak either, because I see people, there's a couple people in town that are in the hospital practically on life support. And some of them are young. So it's not weak. It's not a it's not a death sentence for everybody, but it is a death sentence for some people. Okay. You get like my mother who's 81 years old. Okay. She gets it. There's nothing wrong with her. She doesn't have any ailments. She's not even on, medicine or nothing. If she were to get it at being 81, I think her survival rate's less than 60%, is less than 40%. It's not the end times, Justin. No way. Now I'm going to say that Portland Royals. Hi, how are you doing? I missed you there. Thanks for stopping in. I will say, yeah. See, here's another thing, Kathy. I'll get to that in a minute. I'll tell you in a minute. But I will tell you something. There are people in town who got it, and they said it was just like they had a couple aches and a runny nose, a little bit of a sniffle, and they're fine now. But then there's other ones that are in the hospital and life support. So it's a 50-50 shot how you're going to get it. If you get it, how you're going to do. It's either you're going to do okay or you're not going to do okay. But I know people that have gotten it and then months later have gotten really sick again. So it's like and they're only sick for like a day. They'll be run down, sick, fever, everything spiking for a day. They do not totally understand this COVID. A lot of doctors are worried because it makes you lose your sense of smell and your sense of taste sometimes. So that's doing a neurological thing. Now in children, what is that doing to the children? Because they still have a lot of growing to do. Their brains are growing and everything. They don't know yet. They're thinking maybe later on down the line, they may have trouble. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Some people, it takes a long time, Kathy, that they just don't bounce back for a long, long time. Yeah, Portland, you better stay clear of those riots. Them are crazy over there. I can't believe Portland's still standing after all of this. It's just nuts. Yeah, it's a very fast mutating thing. See, here's my theory. This is just my theory. I'm looking around town here and I see the people that got it. You got some that don't get sick. They just get like a little sniffle, a couple aches, and they're good. They're back a couple weeks. The other ones that get really sick end up in the hospital, and some of them are dying. My theory is, this is just my theory. I don't know what you guys think, but you could tell me what you think. It's two different COVID viruses, but because it's a COVID virus, they can test for COVID and see you have it, but they're not sure what strand you have. Because COVID, the common cold is COVID. They give shots to cows to prevent cows from getting COVID because they have a COVID vaccine for cows, because COVID will kill cows like that. And, it's been around forever for cows. And that's why, like on the back of a Lysol can, it says kills COVID. Well, COVID is your common cold. See that? Secondary illness 30 days later. No, more speculations is not going to help. But, I mean, why are some people who there's nothing wrong with are young, are getting it and dying, and other ones that are young are getting it and are just fine? I mean, there's been old people in town. Not old people, I'll say in their 60s. I'm not going to say that's old. Have gotten it and are fine. But then there's people that are in their 30s and 40s that are in the hospital. Yeah, they did a mass testing here, so I went down and got tested yesterday. They had my town's a little bit of a hot spot in the state where I'm at. So because they had to shut everything down here and everything, they wanted to get a grip of it. So I think the entire town went down and got tested yesterday. That's crazy. That ain't that. That's crazy that they do that in Portland. Portland's nuts. You're getting tested on Monday, yeah. There's another person over here around the corner here who got tested. The test came back inconclusive, so now they have to go get a blood test to see it. Another person another person went to the blood drive. They had a blood drive down here a few weeks back, and they found a lot of people had it and didn't even know they had it through the blood drive because it shows up in your blood. Yeah, that's been around for everything. Yeah, 19 was when this one was discovered. How many people think it actually came from bats? They say it came from bats. I can't be sure about that because I don't know. They want to close down what they call the wet markets over there in Japan. Where do you think it came from, Justin? Where do you think it came from? And Josh, do you think that the riots and all that are being contributed? The COVID thing is contributing to the riots in any way? You think it's always been around? That's a very strong possibility. I know it's a form of SARS and MARS, a little bit different mutated. Yeah, you be careful if you. Glad you know that you're okay working with them. Mosquitoes. You talk about mosquitoes. Now you can get West Nile virus from mosquitoes. Listen to this. You can get West Nile virus from mosquitoes. Now, how is it possible you can get West Nile virus from mosquitoes, but you can't get other viruses from mosquitoes like COVID? Let's say somebody has COVID and the mosquito bites them, flies off, bites someone else. What's the odds of you getting it then? Because you can get West Nile that way. That's true, Justin. It has been around for a long time. It's crazy how long it's been around. I wouldn't want the flu either. That's why I get a flu shot every year. Now I don't know, if they get it. How many people here, if they come up with a vaccine within the next year, will get a vaccine for COVID? That's true. And they urinate and go to bed and goes right down to the cages and spreads it that one. Yes, I have to agree with you there, Iron Dog. It's I wouldn't, first off, going over to the wet markets, I see them. I don't think I would touch anything in there. I don't even know if I'd walk through the wet market because it's crazy over there. So Tanisha would get one. You would get one. Why not? I would get one, but I'd probably wait a little bit until they, I'd hate to wake up one morning and my arm fall off because I got a vaccine. I'm not worried about them putting tracking devices in me like you hear people saying, or the government's following you that way. You know what? Every single person here who's got a cell phone, you're being followed. I don't care if you got your location device on or not, and they listen to you. I know they listen to you. The phones. I don't deal with them. Yep. Push me to scare. Of course, push me to scare. I don't know if I'd eat it either. Clean testing, yeah. Oh, you don't get the flu shot? Can I ask why you don't get the flu shot? I don't have a problem with the flu shot getting it. I don't have a problem. I don't see a problem with it, but I would like to know why you don't get one. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, Tanisha, I understand exactly what you're saying. So let me ask you something, Kathy. What makes you think Bill Gates actually wants to put a tracker in everybody? Just out of curiosity, I just control the people. Oh wow! All right, Kelsey, how are you doing? How is Kelsey doing? Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Iron Dog. I got it once, and never again. Okay, Rose. Yeah, very interesting topic, Kelsey. It's a very interesting topic. We've been talking about, of course, COVID and how crazy it's getting. Well, that's good, Josh. That's good. Oh, okay. I got you, Kathy. I see what you're saying. I should have known that you wouldn't believe it because I don't believe it either. I don't think they're going to put no tracking devices. Like I said, your cell phone tracks you more than anything. They don't need to put a tracking device on. You already got one if you have a cell phone. I mean, I've said to people to Becky one day, she uh, she asked me to look something up. I said, "Well, I'll look that up," and I get my phone out and I go to search it up, and I hit the button, and it comes up exactly what we said, and pops right up what we're gonna look up. So they track, they listen to you and everything. Yeah, cats. I heard cats can get it. I don't think reptiles can get it. Reptiles can't even get rabies. It's not a mammal type of thing. So yeah. Oh yeah, smartphones. They definitely follow everything you say, and they follow you. They listen to these things you say, and they follow you. Yep. Yeah, I think if they found it in frozen chicken, though, I'm not saying they didn't because I don't know. Um, but if you cook that chicken, I think it would kill the virus. I do. Maybe touching the chicken while you're preparing it could be dangerous, but I think cooking it would be just totally fine. That I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I know that's like birds. They can't get rabies either, and neither can reptiles get rabies. They could eat an animal with rabies and then have the rabies virus on their mouth and bite you and give you rabies, but a couple days that ain't going to be happening because they're not going to get affected with rabies. I was about 20, Rose. I was working at a job site and I got really sick, and uh, I was about 22. It was maybe maybe 25. I might have been 25 because I think I had David already, and I got really sick. And this older guy, well, after I get back, and he's like, you know what? He goes, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of advice. I'm like, what? He goes, you don't want to get sick ever again like that, do you? I'm like, no. He goes, I don't ever get sick. And I'm like, why don't you ever get sick? He goes, because I get a flu shot every year. So I went and got a shoot. I've been getting a flu shot ever since. Never got it again. Yeah, but the avian flu, like, and then the swine flu also comes from animals. But the swine flu, is an avian flu too. Didn't derive from pigs or nothing. I don't know where they got the swine flu came from pigs, because it didn't. It was a bird flu. Yeah, we can get that. We can also get West Nile virus, and birds die from West Nile virus. So, but as for corona, I don't know if they can get corona or not. And I like I said, I don't know if it's a mammals only thing either. I don't know, because cats can get it and give it to you. Yeah, some people that happens to. I've heard of that happening, Josh. Some people have gotten the flu shot and have acquired the flu from it. But that can happen with any vaccine you get, Yeah, but the only part of the cow you have to eat the only part of the cow you eat that would give that to you is anything neurological, like if you eat oxtail soup or cow brains and things like that. That's when you would have trouble with mad cow disease. Oh, and there's a bunch of mosquito diseases we get. Oh yeah, malaria. Yeah, you name it. And mosquitoes bite birds, and that's what gives the birds the West Nile virus, which kills them. I wouldn't eat brains either. I'm not big like that. I don't know. Yes, only the female mosquito bites you. But man, there's a lot of freaking female mosquitoes out there. It pisses you off. That's why when they send mosquitoes out with things to, how'd they put it? To prevent mosquitoes from spreading, they send them out when it's a form of birth control they put on the mosquitoes. So they spread it to the other mosquitoes and then they don't reproduce. DDT kills mosquitoes. You spray a whole neighborhood with DDT, there's going to be no mosquitoes alive, but you might be dead in 20 years. One of the main reasons they stopped using DDT is birds, because bird shells would get so thin that they could not wait a minute. The shells get so thin that they can't hold the embryo and they die. It was a big thing against the eagles. That's why eagles were really becoming majorly extinct. So then they did that. Blocker for good. Next time, just block them for good, Mr. J. Anybody says something stupid, you're blocked for good. That's it. You're out of here. We're not playing that game. Well, that's different. My son used to have he told me, David, I don't know, Kelsey, if you're still in here, but David always told me that there's an animal out there that's the only animal that has a big enough brain to tan its own hide. And I'm thinking it's humans. I'm not sure. Other animals, you have to add stuff. You have to get more to tan hides. Yeah, they use brains to tan hides. Yes, they put it on the hides. They boil them and mish them up and do stuff to them and put them on there. And I think the only animal that has a brain big enough to tan its own hide is a human. I'm almost positive. All the other ones you have to really put stuff in to get it to tan the hide. I mean, you look at a buffalo and it's got a brain about that big, but it's a huge buffalo. Yeah, you can look it up. I'm not sure exactly what animal it is, but I'm pretty sure it's a human. Yeah, you get tan stuff. They don't just leave it sit there. They have to put brains on it to tan a hide. Yeah, buffalo hides are just huge. They're about they're yay thick, and they're just really heavy. Yeah, Y2K didn't bother me any. I figured if everything shut down, we would be fine. I heard people going crazy, like your uncle sounds like he did a few things, but yeah. Yeah, would you have a pacemaker in or something where it would kill? He was nuts. Yeah, there's a lot of nuts people in the world. Yeah, Rose. Yeah, but I forget what it is. Or there's only one animal that doesn't have a brain big enough to do its thing, something like that. But it's crazy. I don't know how it went. The saying, my son. That's true. No one was watching him. Yeah, I don't mean to laugh, but it's funny when you talk about stuff like that. Yeah, that's what they do. They boil the brains and apply. I know that. But a lot of people they apply 2 coats or something. I don't know how it works. I've never done it. My son knows how to do it, and everything like that. Leo, it's time to stop, boy. Don't you be barking. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to let this dog in real quick. Hold on, give me 1 minute. Give me a second. I'm back. Sorry I had to go like that and let the dog in, but I'm back. Let me see. Maybe, but I'm thinking it has something to do with humans. I'm thinking humans don't have a big enough brain to tan their whole hide or something. I don't know. It's something like that. Yeah, Rose, I was thinking that. I'm thinking when I go back, Kathy, I was thinking when I go back, somebody's going to say, why do you always cover the camera? Are you not wearing pants or something? Yeah, boxing is on. Regular boxing? That's pretty cool. Baseball was interesting. I watched baseball today. It was pretty interesting with all the little cardboard cutouts of people. And no, I do have pants on, Rose. Kathy. Sorry. It's kind of funny though, because I knew somebody was going to say that. Yeah, that's what my son says. I don't know. I've never tanned a hide Yeah, I like boxing. Dark Soul, how are you? Yeah, it has been a while. Yeah, I can see your picture. I think is that you in the picture? I'm not sure. UFC, I love UFC. My son, it's a lot of fun. So how's everything going with you, Monk? What's going on? I was watching auto racing today too, and it was Indy racing, of course, but it was okay. Has it been? Sorry to hear that, Monk. Yeah, I could see it being much cheaper than or salt and stuff like that. I could see it being cheaper because the animal comes with a brain. Excuse me. Well, I hope you like them, and I hope you get one of them. Tanisha, that would be very awesome. Then you need to do a moving vlog, you know, and a new apartment tour and things like that for videos. So, how has it been over there, Kathy? How's it been over in Europe with the whole COVID and the economy being so rough? But I don't know what the economy's like over where you're at. It could be good for all I know. You know, I'm not sure. All right, Monk, we will be looking you up. I noticed you. I haven't seen posts from you on Facebook or anything in a while, but I've been taking it easy from Facebook myself. I just been uploading pictures from old pictures and stuff just to keep things going. Yeah, I have a problem with commercials too. They drive me crazy. That show I was talking about was Rust Brothers. I don't know if anybody ever watches that show, Rust Brothers. It's pretty cool stuff. Does anybody else have any other topics they would like to discuss? We can surely hit them up real quick. You know, it's good to change topics every once in a while. To see what's going on. YouTube gets a lot of commercials, but I've noticed something out of I've been on YouTube since 2000 and I don't remember, early 2000s, okay? And I've noticed one thing. They'll go through phases where you get a lot of commercials, and then they'll go through phases where you don't get commercials. A lot of them. But a lot of commercials on Facebook. Well, first off, I've noticed every election year, a lot of commercials about elections and stuff like that. Number two, it's really not YouTube itself. It's the content creators who put videos up. I myself, I have enough time. I have enough subscribers. I don't put commercials up. That's why I have a Patreon page. But I don't have no patrons, but maybe someday I'll get a patron on there that, you know, even if you paid me like $1 a month, you know, and I get enough people doing that, I would definitely increase the content on here, and I'll never put commercials up ever. And if there is a commercial on here, it's due to the fact that whatever I put up, like music in the background or something, is copyright, and they have to do it that way. It's nothing, you know, not that I would ever do it on my own, because I don't ever plan to monetize my YouTube. Even if I had 1 million subscribers, I wouldn't monetize it. My second house projects over here, they're going great. Everything seems to be going good. Yes, Rose, his color's back. He looks very good. Not stressed anymore. Yeah, that's pretty much what I think over here too, Kathy, is what you're saying. Let me see here. What do I have here? Oh yeah, I got that. I seen that. Sorry, I had to answer that. I have a bunch of stuff going on. I don't have anything big enough to breed yet with the tarantulas. But I do have the the curly hairs that are getting big enough. Yeah, I have a male and a female, and they're getting up there to where I can breed them. I just have to wait for the male to mature out some more and wait for the female to molt, so I don't breed her at the wrong time. You know. Well, that he's went through a stressful time. Yeah, but you see, when your people come back from vacations or whatever, they may like self quarantine for a while. No, she's in Germany. She shared some videos on here that even saying the word butterfly in German sounds like it's crazy stuff, man. I love the German language. Like I said, I'm part German, and I think it's awesome. You know, they make everything sound so rough and tough when they speak. It's great. It's great. Now over here, they're supposed to go into quarantine in our state. We have what they call snowbirds. I don't know if you know what a snowbird is, Kathy. It's where people live here during the summer. You go down south for the winter, and then during the summer down there, yeah, butterfly. When they come back up here, they for the winter, for the summer, and they go down there for the winter. So that way they're always in a constant warm temperature. They're supposed to quarantine for 14 days too, but a lot of them don't. It's crazy. So yeah, them videos, you gotta look them up, uh, Justin, and watch them. Um, just saying anything in German just makes it sound, and they do such a good job. Them people do that do the videos when they do it. They don't just say the word; they just say it so they sound nice. I like they're vicious people. It's great, great, great stuff. The numbers have already started jumping up here since the end of Sturgis. Sturgis, I've been to Sturgis many times. My wife and I and the family have gone to Sturgis a lot. And here, all the bikers have come back and the numbers have jumped already here. I mean, massively jumped. I mean, our numbers were low. And since the surges ended and people have come home about a week ago, the numbers have tripled. And they know they do a lot of tracing here. Um, infectious tracing where they find out what you have, you have it, and then they trace you. What's wrong?
My legs hurt.
Oh, and then they trace who you've been in contact with and where you've been. And it was just on the news that yes, a lot of people who went to Sturgis have brought it back, and it has increased our numbers triple. Tanisha got it again, Andrew. So I don't know. Do you go to Sturgis ever? Have you ever been there? Have you ever been? I think it's cool. I like it. We went there about, wow, I'm trying to think. David was about, I'm gonna say 6 years old, maybe 5 years old, and we camped. Yeah, it's a great place to be. I liked it. Tanisha got it on you right away. Uber, thank you for stopping in, buddy. I will talk to you later. It was great to have you here. Thank you. Pretty much everybody that's normally on. How is it where you're at in Oklahoma there, Iron Dog? Because I know we used to live in Manford, Oklahoma. I don't know how far you live from there, which you live like by Tulsa, which is only about a half hour from Tulsa, because that's basically where we lived, and like Sand Springs and stuff like that. It was I don't know if they got it there bad or not. Rose said she's sorry your legs hurt, buddy.
Well, it's really not my legs, it's my whole entire body. It doesn't help that I was playing Gaga ball.
Oh.
And I jumped up and I landed on the ball and I flew back up and I just splatted on the ground. And I laid there for a good 2 minutes.
Was this in school?
Yeah, I was about to I jumped, landed on the ball, flew back up. And I just I couldn't stop myself and I'm falling. I hit the ground and I'm just laying there. Covered in dirt, I just didn't say anything. I just laid there for a good 2 minutes, and they're just looking at me.
Let me see where I'm at here. Yes, that's the video. You got to check it out. That's just an awesome video. And then they have a series of them. They have a bunch of them, like part 1, part 2, things like that. I don't know if Iron Dog's still in here, if you heard me or not. So, oh yeah, you are. In convention. You live in Sand Springs? That's weird. I think that's amazing. You live in Sand Springs. Yeah, my mother-in-law used to work in Sand Springs and in Tulsa, right there, and Broken Arrow and stuff. We lived in Manford, which I'm sure if you live in Sand Springs, you know where Manford's at. We lived on a few acres way outside of Manford, about 5 miles outside of Manford, towards Tarleton. In between Manford and Tarleton, Back to packing. What are you packing for? Am I lost? Are you packing, shipping animals out, or did I miss something? Gary. Do you like it there? I thought it was cool. I liked it there. I liked it. I liked Oklahoma a lot, except for the freaking horse flies, man. You get bit by horse fly, you almost got to go to the hospital and get stitches. They're big damn things. Well, you too, Kathy. If I happen to stop before you get back, it was great to have you in here. You like Sand Springs? Yeah, Sand Springs is cool. I liked it there too. I didn't live there. I lived, like I said, over further west, but it was nice. I liked it. That's right. Horse flies and tornadoes, exactly. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of tornadoes, but yeah, the horse flies and tornadoes, yeah. Yeah, them things are vicious, man. we were in a pool, and I had a pool net, and I held one underwater for, I bet it was 30 minutes. No joke. 30 minutes. And when I let it up, it still was alive. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, there's horse flies, Justin, and then there's Oklahoma and Texas horse flies, which are like, you got your normal horse fly that bites you and it hurts, draw a little blood. But then you got your Oklahoma and Texas horse fly to take a finger off, man. Crazy. You know, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but man, they're just way huge. Caught some copperheads down there. I like it down there. You ever go? Do you ever go herping down there, Iron Dog? Do you ever go out looking for snakes and stuff like that? Yeah, bird and mosquitoes. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff to find in Oklahoma. That's great. There's a person in Sand Springs. I can't think of their name right off the top of my head, but I will think of it, Iron Dog. Oh, absolutely. No doubt in my mind, Iron Dog. The horse flies in Oklahoma and Texas, they definitely kill a murder hornet. There's a person in Sand Springs, a man and wife, and they breed the Gila monsters, and pretty interesting stuff down there. They have a lot of babies and stuff like that, and then they sell them. It's pretty cool. I don't know, it was a while ago. I don't know if you need permits to have that stuff anymore, but back then you didn't. And I'm sure that these two would have definitely would definitely get their permits because they were really big into it. I can't think of their names right off the top of my head, though. It's been so long. And they were definitely in Sand Springs. Yeah, here's another thing about yeah, I found some brown tarantulas down there. Pretty cool. They're the what are they? The blondes. Yes, the blondes. They're calling them blondes. I forget what they call them. Yeah, they scared the hell out of my son. Not that my son was allergic to them, but he always looked at them things, and my father-in-law, who's born and raised in Oklahoma, says, "You don't want to get bit by one of them. That'll hurt." Scared my son to death. He hated those things. Wolf spiders. They got a lot of them in Oklahoma, two big ones. I liked it where we lived up there by Manford, and between Manford, Tarleton was out in the woods, because we had some acreage, and when you'd walk outside at night, you'd flash a flashlight, and there would be cobwebs with spiders on them everywhere. Oklahoma brown. Yeah, I was trying to think of the scientific name. They have Oklahoma browns. They technically call them Oklahoma browns, but they got another common name and a I can't remember what the other name is for them. But you'd see cobwebs everywhere out there. It was pretty neat. But during the day, you go out, they're gone. Oh, you have a severe bee allergy, yeah? See, that's when you go out and you catch them. All right, Iron Dog, you go out and catch them. And then you could probably get $50 a piece for them. Especially a female that's been bred, I don't know if they're protected down there or not, so I don't know. Oh, you have a severe mud dauber. Okay. Yeah, well, they got the Arizona blonde, they got the Texas blonde, they have an Oklahoma blonde. I know they do. They got the Oklahoma. There might be a totally different species, the brown from the blonde. You know, so I'm not. It's there's so many tarantulas out there, and they're constantly changing the names. Yeah, if you type in Oklahoma blonde, it'll come up with some. Let me do it. I'll see what it is. Oklahoma blonde tarantulas. Let's see here. What is it called? Just a desert blonde. Yeah, that's what it is. A Foamapelma chicotes. Let me see here. Oh no, a Foamapelma henses, the Oklahoma. Let me see here. Brown. Never mind. There's two species. I owe you an apology there. What's it? Chris? Iron Dog. Yes. There are two species. That's from Ken the Bug Guy. Yeah, the Oklahoma blonde, and then you got the Hensey, which is the Oklahoma brown. Very, very interesting. See, I don't know that much about. I know a few things about tarantulas, but not a lot. There you go. I'm pretty sure they're the same thing. It's just somebody from Oklahoma wants to call an Oklahoma blonde, and somebody from Texas wants to call it Texas blonde. Just like the person from Arizona wants to call theirs an Arizona blonde. What do you need to learn Latin for? If you look it up, I'm sure you could say the words. They're not that. Some of them can be. That's all. Yeah, but it's okay. You were right with that one because they have the browns too. Foamapelma hensey, and then they got the Foamapelma chilcote, which is the blonde, which is I think they're trying to change it just to plain desert blonde because it's in Oklahoma, it's in Arizona, Texas. I'm pretty sure they're all the same species. Do you know of any? Is there any other Iron Dog? Is there any other reptile keepers down by you down there? Yeah, it is. It is in zoology. Yeah, it is. Are you going to go to school to become a zoologist, or did you already do that or something, Rose? That's like Becky was sitting there yesterday, and there was this pulling to the gas station, filling up with gas, and beside us is a truck with a big trailer on it with separate bins in it with horses, and each horse had their own little area, and when you had its own door, and you could walk in, and it was cool in there. They had everything. It was a pretty neat trailer, very expensive trailer, I'm sure. And I says to Becky, she goes, "Oh, look at the horses." I said, "No, look at the equines." She's like, "What? Oh, you are a zoologist. You went to school for that and everything? That's pretty cool." Camel spider is not a true spider. I'm not sure what exactly a camel spider is exactly, but I know it's not a true spider. They got another name for it. What it is. And they bite hard. I'm not even sure if they have venom. I'm not sure. Well, I knew Bob Clark was there and Mike Wilbanks. I was talking just around you. Where's Donnie located close to down there? And is he like close to Oklahoma, or is he closer to? And Steve Goonch is down there too. I know he's big in Oklahoma City. Same with Bob Clark. Oh, that's awesome. I often thought of becoming getting a zoology degree, but I would rather be a veterinarian. Almost did it, but changed my mind at the last minute, and I don't know why I did that. Oh, up north. I've never even. I don't think I've ever been there. Oh, I know there's a lot of good vet. Look at Bob Clark, excellent breeder. Wilbanks, excellent breeder. Bob Clark and I, go way back. Bob Clark's awesome. I've been dealing with Bob Clark since when you would have to call him and he would have to mail you out a piece of paper with what he had on it and a price list. Then they went to computers and stuff. They didn't have them before that. Grand Lake. I don't know where that's at. Is that Keystone Lake is right there, right? That's near you guys, right? I can't remember. It's been so long. Oh yeah, no, he's good like that. He'll answer the phone. You call him on the phone and tell him that I sent you there. He's a great guy. Just say, hey, Andrew Sensky told me to give you a call about this, and it'll be cool. Okay, that's the lake. Okay, yeah, Keystone Lake. That's the lake I was thinking of. And that's where Donnie lives, huh? Do you ever plan to go visit his facility or anything like that and see what all he's got? Or that's what I like about, like, here I got Marshall All Morphs up here, and Ben and Brenda Howard over here in Bismarck. They're big gecko breeders and hognose breeders and stuff. And yeah. Does he really? See, I did not know that either. Very interesting. So I like going around and seeing people who are breeding. I like to see their stuff, and I like to absorb it all. I used to, when Rose, I'm going to tell you, you're going to find this strange. I was accepted into veterinary school. Texas A&M, accepted into it, had everything going. I was ready to go to become a vet. All right. I worked at the University of Pennsylvania Veterinary Services, their emergency vet. They have a big vet at the University of Penn. I worked there, and I got into Texas A&M. Guess what? I always wanted to learn more and stuff like that. So I was driving, and I seen an ad in the paper that said, take the test to become a carpenter. You take the test, you can become a carpenter, go to apprentice school and all that, and go from there. What did I do? I took the test, got a good grade on it, got right in. Where did I go to school to do? I went to college and became a carpenter instead. Crazy shit. This is the type of stuff I do. That's awesome. You guys should do. Is there like a herp society there or anything like that? You guys should start up a herpetological society. I started one with here, and it was doing good. And in the place we were holding the reptile meetings at, decided they couldn't do that anymore. They couldn't let us rent that anymore. So we just never found another place, and it kind of went downhill. Yes, Rose. That's the thing. So you know what I went to school for and did before that, Rose? Before I even did any of that stuff? I went to school and became an electrician before that. Decided not to do it. What was getting to me was the little wires drive me nuts. But I did it. I went to school, became an electrician. Went to school to become a carpenter. I became a freaking air condition repairman. I could fix your air conditioner. But you know what? No, didn't want to do it. I don't know. I got an urge to learn welding now. I don't know why, but I do. Even with a plan. Nope, you do not. But I've been doing the reptile things. The only thing I've been steady at since I was a teenager. And that's been 30 plus years ago. So, and I've been doing it ever since. Ran a pet store. I did a little bit of everything, I guess you could say, And why I'm here like this, I don't know. Oh, that was cool. Rose, that's very cool. You do a good job too, by the way. I still got that video. I haven't put it up, Rose. It's going to go up. That's freaking awesome, Iron Dog. I knew you were an iron worker, but I didn't know, yeah, that would be awesome. I would just love to, that's things I want to learn. I also have an interest in like auto mechanics too. I just never went to school for that or nothing. But I kind of got an idea. My son's a genius when it comes to cars, though, man. He practically listens to a car and says, well, this is what's wrong with it. And you go get it checked, and that's what's wrong with it. That's how good he is. I took some welding when I went to carpenter school because you got to be able to weld these tabs on when you're doing heavy highway. When they're putting concrete forms up and they put the barriers up, you have to be able to weld the little tabs on. So I had to take that up. But that's only like a 5-minute little weld. You only had to go for a week. I had to get certified. I got so much certifications over here just from going to carpenter school on different things you had to learn how to do and get certified in. It's crazy. When you're building high-rise buildings and highways and stuff like that, I don't know. I can weld. See, yeah, and furniture. I like making furniture and stuff like that. I'm making a few things. I'm not gonna tell you right now what I'm making because there might be ears on here listening in. But yeah, so. And the only reason I worry about ears in here is it's going to be a surprise for the person, so they can't know what I'm making. Oh, I know, Rose. I know you didn't do it for. It's just like I said, I got sick there for a while. Now I'm better and stuff like that. Well, Iron Dog, I might have to make a trip to Oklahoma so you can teach me how to weld. Oh yeah, back. Oh, let's see what this was. I noticed. I don't get this. Why would Google Play, okay, for like games or whatever, and I don't even play games on my phone, need to have permission to get into my contacts, my phone number, my instant messaging, and all that stuff? I hate that. I don't want nobody following me. Not that people follow me anyway, but track me, I guess I could say. Yeah, that's cool, Rose. That's really cool. Making furniture is fun. And like jewelry boxes and stuff like that with the dovetails and all that. They have things now that make it easier though to do dovetails. I mean, you used to have to put the mark and let the saw fall and go from there, but now they have these cat Moses jigs that you use with your saw. Very good. That's awesome. How long does it take to go to school? How long do you have to be an apprentice before you actually can become a journeyman, though? Yeah, see, and I don't like that. That's what that was, because I found out they did it and I turned them off. And ever since then, every 3 hours, I need permission for this. I need permission for that. Don't need it. I know carpentry's 4 years to become it's 3 years to be an apprentice. Well, I wouldn't want to be a journeyman or nothing. I mean, I would just like to get a grasp on it. We had a room of just stacked furniture. Yeah, that's cool though. I think it's awesome. You can make your own furniture. You're doing good. You're doing good, you know. Iron Dog, I have a question for you, if you don't mind. We'll see what you say. If I can, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. It's not about welding or nothing, though. So, what kind of furniture did you make? Did you make like tables, chairs, what? Desks, dressers, nightstands, cabinets? I like making cabinets. I love making like cabinets. It's very fun making cabinets. Oh, of course. Who wouldn't? Okay. Number one, I would like to get you on my channel, just like you guys do one time. You know, invite you over, and we'll do a split screen and could interview you on there if that would be okay. And number two, I would like to know what got you into reptiles and what led you towards the ball python aspect of the reptiles. Buffering, yeah, I got it. Did you hear my question, or was it buffering when I asked you the question, Iron Dog? Yes. Yeah, that's a good. At least your dad wasn't one that said, you know, they're better off dead. I'm glad he was very understanding like that. And he instilled that upon you, which is great. I come on yours anytime. Yes, I would definitely come on your guys' show anytime. And you just tell me when, and I would be there. Well, that's it. I like that your dad did that to you. Do you like king snakes and do you like rat snakes, or do you prefer the ball pythons and stuff? I could tell you with me, when I was a kid, as soon they used to get me the National Geographic zoological books, not like your regular National Geographic, but where they would send you out something every month, and it would be on animals. And the only ones I ever kept were the reptile ones. I have been fascinated with reptiles since I knew what they were. I'm serious. National Geographic used to come out on weekends, and then we would have Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom, and he was always messing with reptiles, and it was always reptiles, always, always, always. And then when I was old enough, I'd come up and visit my grandmother because I grew up in the city of Philadelphia. When we go to the come up to where my grandmother lived, which was out in the country, I was always catching snakes and turtles and salamanders and everything you could think of like that. Oh, you're leaning more towards retics. I used to breed retics and berms. Very, very interesting stuff. Todd, how are you doing? Another Oklahoma person in here. What time would that be on Wednesday? Well, happy anniversary. You got Rose, which is Punka Patrick Exotics. You got Iron Dog Reptiles. He's from Oklahoma. Cow Clutch. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. Yeah, he lives in Sand Springs. Just found that out tonight. It was Sand Springs. I knew he was in Oklahoma, but I didn't know it was Sand Springs. Yeah. There you go. Oh yeah, and she's from Edmond. I didn't know she was from Edmond. Oh, and what's the name's there? Like what's the name too? I just found this out. I knew he moved there, but I didn't know where. But DER, Donnie from DER Reptiles. Yeah, he lives in Oklahoma now too. Oklahoma seems to be a big reptile place. Yeah, you're from Broken Arrow. Right now it's 8:19. We're in the same time zone. Oh, your wife's a Manford. Yeah, well, there you go. Manford was cool. I'm not truly an Oklahoman, but I live there in Manford. You're on Instagram, right, Iron Dog? I'm pretty sure I've seen your stuff on there. Oh, what's it say? Yeah, you're in Florida. You're an hour ahead. Yeah, I'm usually pretty good around 7 o'clock. I'll have to see if the wife has anything planned, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing going on Wednesdays, this Wednesday. So I will be good. I will let you know tomorrow. You're on Instagram. I will send you my phone number so that way you can call me during the week, closer to Wednesday to remind me, and we'll set everything up. We'll go from there. How does that sound? I've never been to Atlas, Oklahoma. Where's that located at? Yeah, Oklahoma. I liked Oklahoma, like I said. Yeah, I got StreamYard, so we're good. I was like, you can just send me the link and then I'll just go into it that way. Yeah, we'd be good. You've never been in Oklahoma? Wow, I've been everywhere except for I've never been into Florida, never been in Georgia. Never been in Maine. Never been to Hawaii or Alaska. But I've been in pretty much every other state. Oh, that's all right, Todd. You're a busy guy. I understand that. Yeah, Todd is a herper channel, man. He goes out and finds some of the most interesting reptiles and things you would be like, wow, I lived there this long. I never seen one before, but he finds them. It's really good. You really learn a new ton every. That's true. That's true. That's kind of, it's not funny, but it's funny. Later, Todd. Tell the wife congratulations. Anyway, guys, I've been on here an hour and a half. I think I'm going to hop off. I'm going to thank every single person for being in here. Very good. That's a good stretch of places to have lived. One of my favorite places I've ever lived was Phoenix. I liked Phoenix. Peace, love, and chicken grease. I love that saying. Yeah, everybody stay safe. Iron Dog, I'll be sending you my phone number here in a minute. You can text me anytime you want. I'm glad you got on too and got to chat a little bit. I know you're a busy guy. It's tough for you. Josh, thank you for being in here. It was great to have you here. Iron Dog, you when I send you this, you can text me anytime you want. Anything, any questions, or you want to talk about anything. Yeah, I'm always open. So I will hit you guys up. I'll talk to you guys later. See you guys on the next one. Peace.